Hey everybody. I'm back. Welcome to this week's weekly card reading. I am sorry that I just was like MIA. I guess I needed a break and I took it. But I am excited to be back to give you some guidance for your week ahead. It is Monday, July 14th, and I have connected to two messages and pull cards on those messages so I can share them with you. So your job is to, connect into your intuition and just, ask spirit, is message number one for you or message number two? Maybe they're both meant for you. Whatever comes forward, and feel free to ask a question or just be open to whatever guidance comes through. A little bit about me. I am Allison. I might have said that already, but I will say it again. I'm an intuitive and a healer. And what I'm really passionate about is helping others connect to their own intuition and to do what I do. And everybody can do that. We all are equipped with intuition. We just have to remember and recognize it. And that's what I help you with. So if that's something that you're curious about, you can always, either book a reading, or I host different containers that walk you through how to access your gifts and recognize them and practice them and all of the fun things. Maybe seeing the cards will help you too. So this is for message number one, and this is for message number two. And I will get started on message number one. So I pulled the energy forward prior to pulling cards, and I felt this like bottleneck, like I felt this like energy collecting, and currently like I saw this bottle, and I could see like this energy collecting in the bottle, but only so much could get through the spout of the bottle because it was this thin spout. Think of a wine glass. No, a wine bottle. But I felt like this energy was like collecting and getting bigger and get bigger. And it was like, okay, it needs to like, it's going to like break open the bottle, and all of this energy is going to pour out. And so I pulled two cards, and the first one was Roots of Abundance. And then the second one was A Grand Symphony. And so the message I was receiving is it feels like something that you've been manifesting or wanting, but haven't maybe been getting drips and drabs. So like, like say you're manifesting financial abundance, and you're kind of like, okay, I get the random, like, where I'm like, ooh, that's a nice little bonus, but not what you're kind of wanting. It feels like this is coming. But however, what I kind of got the sense of was you kind of have to get out of your own way, because it feels like you are blocking it in a sense. So it's like of that wine bottle, it's waiting, the energy is waiting there, but because there's like a block, only so much can come out. And so Spirit's saying like, you need to remove that block, remove that part so it can come out. And it feels like you're close to doing that. I know sometimes that can be frustrating to be like, what do you mean? I'm not blocking it. Of course I want it. Like, come on in. I get that way too, where I'm like, I'm telling you, Spirit, I want it. I'm not blocking it. But there's something energetically there. And most likely that's connected to a limiting belief, some type of wound, something to internally go and look at. If that has to do with a money wound, it's understanding what your story is with money and with abundance and with wealth and with lack, and understanding what that looks like. So, I recommend either going into meditation or having some time to yourself just to reflect on whatever it is that you are calling forward but you feel is not coming through, to see where you possibly could mentally be blocking it or subconsciously blocking it so that you can remove it. But it really feels like through these cards, like it feels like it's coming. So it feels like it's so close, and that it's not going to take a lot of effort to remove whatever's kind of like got it stagnant with that. So yay, that's exciting. So for message number 2, when I pulled the energy forward, I felt this like optimism. I was shown like this field of like somebody like skipping and picking the flowers, and they were all excited, and there was just like this maybe up in their head and just like this optimism, and it was joyful, it was nice, it was beautiful. And then I pulled the card. So Spirit of the River, movement toward adventure. And then deep quiet, meditation, and stillness. So at first I was like, what? These cards are wrong, because the energy I felt was like, ooh, like, boop-a-doo, exciting. And I was like, yay, it's an exciting week. And so then I, was kind of fighting my ego on this one of pulling these cards. And what it feels like is, so it feels like maybe you are, or maybe this week you might get kind of like caught up within, I don't know what it is, because it's like, it feels like there's fun and adventure and excitement, and it's like a happy week. It feels like a joyful week, but it also feels like maybe you could kind of lose sense of self, like maybe be up in your head a bit too much. I kind of say like, oh, I'm floating above my head, so I'm not really grounded in my body. And when we can kind of get into that floaty, spacey space, we can, forget things, the feeling ungrounded, kind of not, what am I trying to say? Not like anchoring into maybe what you are doing, maybe not even present with what you are doing, because it does feel like you might have some fun this week, but it also feels like to balance. Okay, that's what they're saying. So they're like, balance the two, balance the fun and balance the self-care, balance the grounding, going into stillness, remembering your own practices. So if you are somebody that practices meditation, maybe you're somebody that practices protecting your energy or clearing your energy, they're just saying that with whatever's kind of like the fun or the excitement this week, that to remember to do that, because it feels like stepping away from that practice. It's more, wow, I feel like I'm spacey connected to this energy. Holy moly, this is what's going to happen to you. You're not going to be able to talk coherently. So yeah, it's grounding your energy, bringing it back into your body, having some moments of stillness, of reflection. It will be so helpful for you. They're just showing me water too, like drinking lots of water this week. Again, I just maybe feel some depletion in that. And yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a very like flowy kind of, I don't know, are you going on vacation? I don't know. It just feels like there's not going to be a lot of structure, and that to kind of just like enjoy and go with the flow, but then also remember to kind of ground yourself in and be present in the moment. So that is it. That was tough to get out. It's funny when you start to read or receive a message, you can actually embody what it is. So don't be spacey like me. All right. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye.